Welcome to Vermont cliff jumping paradise. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something epic, literally. We're talking about the best cliff jumping spots in Vermont that you absolutely have to visit in 2024. Vermont, you know it for its fall foliage, maple syrup, maybe even Bernie Sanders. But trust me, there's a whole other side to this state. A side with adrenaline, insane views, and yeah, maybe a little bit of fear. But hey, that's where the fun is, right? We're talking about hidden gorges, waterfalls crashing into crystal clear pools, and cliffs just begging to be jumped off of. So, if you're ready to step outside your comfort zone and experience Vermont in a whole new way, buckle up. This one's for the thrill seekers. Let's get started. First up, we're kicking things off at Warren Falls. Now, this spot is practically a Vermont institution when it comes to cliff jumping. It's crazy beautiful with the water cascading down these moss-covered rocks. You can practically feel the energy of the place, you know. Now, the great thing about Warren Falls is that there's something for everyone. If you're just getting your feet wet, literally, there are some smaller ledges to ease you in. But if you're feeling bold, there are some seriously high jumps that'll have your heart racing. I'm talking like 20, 30 feet high. It's the kind of jump that makes you question your life choices for a split second before you take the plunge. But trust me, the rush you get when you hit that water, totally worth it. Just remember, safety first always. Scope out your landing, make sure the water's deep enough, and never jump alone. All right, let's move on to the next spot. Next up, we're headed to Bristol Falls, a spot that's super popular with the locals. And let me tell you, these Vermonters know their cliff jumping spots. You'll see what I mean when you get there. Imagine this, crystal clear water, sunlight filtering through the trees, and this perfect rock ledge jutting out over a deep pool. It's like something out of a movie. The jump itself is pretty epic. It's not the highest on our list, maybe about 15 feet, but it's all about the style points here. Trust me, you'll want to nail your landing at Bristol Falls. The water is seriously refreshing too. After a long day of hiking and exploring, taking a dip in the pool at the bottom of Bristol Falls is the perfect way to cool off. Just be prepared for a bit of a crowd, especially on weekends. Bristol Falls is a popular spot, and for good reason. It's just that good. All right, guys, get ready for Red Rocks Park. This place is on a whole other level. It's not just about the jump, it's about the view. Imagine this. You're standing on the edge of a cliff, looking out over the vast expanse of Lake Champlain. The sun is setting, painting the sky in these crazy colors, and you can see the Adirondack Mountains in the distance. It's the kind of view that makes you feel small and insignificant, but in the best way possible. And then you jump. The drop at Red Rocks is no joke. We're talking a solid 40 feet, maybe even more depending on where you jump from. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're an adrenaline junkie, this is your jam. Just be sure to check the water depth before you jump. Lake Champlain can be unpredictable, and you don't want to end up on the rocks. Trust me on that one. Okay, so you want to get off the beaten path? You want a cliff jumping experience that's a little more adventurous? Then you need to check out Hamilton Falls. This place is a hidden gem tucked away in the Green Mountains. Getting there is half the adventure. You're talking about hiking through the dense forest, crossing streams, maybe even bushwhacking a little bit, but trust me, the journey is worth it. When you finally reach Hamilton Falls, it's like stumbling upon a secret paradise. The falls themselves are stunning, cascading down a series of rock ledges into a deep, clear pool. And the jump? Let's just say it's not for beginners. We're talking a solid 30-foot drop with some serious consequences if you don't stick the landing. But hey, that's all part of the adventure, right? Just be sure to take your time, scope out the jump, and make sure the water's deep enough. And never, ever jump alone. All right, guys, if you're looking for the ultimate Vermont cliff jumping experience, look no further than Quechee Gorge. This place is straight out of a postcard, with its dramatic cliffs, lush forests, and the Ottauquechee River carving its way through the landscape. Now, jumping at Quechee Gorge is not for the faint of heart. It's a serious leap of faith, with a drop of over 100 feet. Yeah, you heard that right. 100 feet. It's the kind of jump that makes your stomach drop just thinking about it, but If you're up for the challenge, the rush is indescribable. Just imagine the feeling of free falling for what feels like an eternity, the wind rushing past you and then splash down. Of course, safety is paramount here. Make sure you check the water depth, the current and all that jazz. And seriously, don't even think about jumping if you're not an experienced cliff jumper. This is next level stuff. All right, let's switch gears a bit and head over to Bingham Falls. This spot is less about the adrenaline rush and more about enjoying the natural beauty of Vermont. Think of it like nature's water park. Bingham Falls is a series of cascading waterfalls and pools surrounded by lush greenery. It's the perfect place to spend a summer day, swimming, sunbathing, and yeah, maybe even doing a little cliff jumping. The jumps here aren't as high as some of the other spots on our list, but there's still a ton of fun. There are a few different ledges to choose from, ranging from about 10 to 20 feet high. And the best part, the water is crystal clear and super refreshing. After a long day of hiking and exploring, taking a dip in the pools at Bingham Falls is the perfect way to cool off. Now, if you're looking for a cliff jumping spot that's as picturesque as it is exhilarating, then you need to add Moss Glen Falls to your list. Seriously, this place is straight out of a fairy tale. Imagine this, a towering waterfall cascading down a moss-covered cliff face. Sunlight filtering through the trees, creating this ethereal glow. It's the kind of place that makes you want to whip out your camera and start snapping away. But don't let the beauty fool you. Moss Glen Falls still packs a punch when it comes to cliff jumping. There are a few different jump spots to choose from, each with its own unique challenge. You've got your classic straight drop, perfect for those who want to get straight to the action. Then there's the more technical jump, where you have to navigate around some rocks and branches before you hit the water. No matter your skill level, there's a jump at Moss Glen Falls that will get your heart racing. Last but not least, we're wrapping up our Vermont cliff jumping adventure at Bartlett Falls. Now, this spot is a little different from the others on our list. It's not about pushing your limits or conquering your fears. Bartlett Falls is all about family fun. It's the kind of place where you can bring the kids, pack a picnic and spend the day swimming, sunbathing, and of course doing a little cliff jumping. Don't worry, the jumps here are super manageable, ranging from about 5 to 10 feet high. So even if you're new to cliff jumping, you can still join in on the fun. And the best part? The water at the bottom of the falls is crystal clear and shallow enough for kids to splash around in. Just be sure to keep an eye on them, of course. So there you have it, folks. 8 epic cliff jumping spots in Vermont that will make your summer one to remember. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more adventure guides. Let us know in the comments which spot you're most excited to visit. Seriously, Vermont is a hidden gem when it comes to cliff jumping. So grab your friends, pack your swimsuit, and get ready for an unforgettable experience. See you next time.